Can you take all these books? Yashwan, can you take these books away, please? Just all of them. Thank you. This is the Darshan of the deities here for those online. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Hare Krishna. So, modern technology is very helpful, but also can be very disturbing. So, who was here last Sunday? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you remember we spoke about, we ended up on a cliffhanger. Cliffhanger was the elephant who was in the heavenly planets, and he was going to take a bath with his female friends. Yeah, that would be nice. Thank you. So what happened then? This is the question. The sun is very strong. So this is what happened. So first of all, this is the story was that Maharaj Parikshit was awaiting death. The Srimad Bhagavatam, the whole Srimad Bhagavatam, of course, the Srimad Bhagavatam, the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam is eternal, and it doesn't changes, but from time to time, in different ages, at different times, it is spoken in different ways. Like, for example, I'm speaking now, this is also the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam, but I speak in my own words, but the essence is the same. The essence is that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we are his eternal servants. Nityam Nityanam Chetanam Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yog Vidadatu Kamam. That we are actually eternal servants of Krishna, and this is unchangeable, and that we are eternally separated. We can never become one. We can never become one with God, or we cannot become God. Because if you could become God, then why are you not God now? Because that means that you have some deficiencies. You have some technical, let's see, everybody is absorbed in. Is anything happening? I don't see it.
He wants to make some shadow for you.
Shadow, very nice. But now I just. Oh, there is partial shadow. You got a shadow, I still don't get any. So the point is that so this is the Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken for the reason that once upon a time there was a great king who was hunting in the forest. At that time, in the Vedic times, kings to practice, kings have to be violent. King cannot be peaceful. Like now there's peace. Yes, peace, but as they said, good fences make good neighbors. So if you have a good weapon and good army, so then you can be peaceful with everybody. Very nice peace. But if you don't have, then anybody can attack you anytime. So excuse me, Hare Krishna. That's it, you're already leaving.
Yeah, unfortunately we have to leave. We're coming from so far.
We'll be crying out here, so.
Wish you
Next time.
wish to see you next time.
Thank you. Hare
That's
Krishna. So, so what happened is the king was practicing violence. You have to practice hunting. You have to practice actually killing. Like nowadays, you have soldiers who come back from the war of 2 years war, and they experience something called PTSD. Anybody knows what PTSD means? Post-traumatic stress disorder. Exactly, PTSD. So they feel distressed that they see all this because war is a very messy thing. You see your best friend for 2 years and you're shooting, and then suddenly a bomb explodes and he's gone, and then you feel like very distressed. So because we are not trained, these soldiers are not trained to be kshatriyas, they're not trained, that their varna, their nature is not to be soldier. Therefore, in the Vedic times, has to be your nature. Like everybody's engaged according to their svadharma. Svadharma means your occupational nature. What is your nature? And you are trained accordingly. You go to school to be a kshatriya. You learn the way to be a kshatriya, and so on and so forth. So Maharaj Parikshit was hunting in the forest, and he was spent all day in the forest. But then what happened in the forest? You get thirsty. There's no water, maybe. So he was thinking, I'd like to drink some water. So he was walking, and accidentally he came upon a hermitage, very humble hermitage of a sage. And this sage was meditating, absorbed in trance, in meditation. So the king came, and as every big man, he said, here I am. We all want to be big men in this material world. So when we come, we want everybody to acknowledge that here I am, I came, I'm here. Don't you see who I am? So the king, he was the king. He was actually the person. Imagine the president or whatever. I don't know who is the president actually at the moment. But the president of America, Donald Trump, comes in the room and we just do something. He would be upset. I am here. So the king came and he said, I'm here, and the sage was meditating. So the king said, I would like to drink some water. Please give me water. And the king was meditating. And so the sage was meditating. So the king became angry. How is this? I'm the king. I'm asking you for water. You're my subject. You're supposed to be, my servant. You're supposed to serve me. And he became so angry and he didn't know what to do out of his anger. And he saw a dead snake. And he put the dead snake around on the shoulder of the king. Of the sage. And what was the reaction of the sage? He was meditating. He didn't even notice. Which is a very interesting verse in the Bhagavad Gita. It's Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma Na Shojati Na Kankshati Samma Sarveshu Bhuteshu. Samma Sarveshu means he's always equal, he's equiposed with everything. If somebody is in a Brahma Bhuta level and a spiritual realization, for him, material world doesn't affect him much. There was this story when in the 70s, our teacher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, was in Vrindavan, India. And in that area, many people at that time, they like to present themselves to be more advanced as they are. And this is technically called sahajya. you come and you cry, oh Krishna, but actually your heart is full of materialistic desires. So there was the one man came. I personally witnessed, actually, just to come back. There was one man, I was in Vrindavan, there was a 90, whatever, 2, 3, 4. One man came with a businessman with a suit and tie and the bag, these business bags. And so he came in front of the deities and he was, and he started rolling on the ground, because it's written in the Shastras, the devotees who are very advanced, they roll on the ground. So he was rolling on the ground, Krishna, Krishna. And then the kirtan is over, he got up and cleaned his suit and he walked away. And then I saw him lighting a cigarette. So this was for him, of course, it's a nice sentiment, but it's not real sentiment. So one in Prabhupada's time, one person was rolling also in the ground. So the devotees came to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, this person is rolling on the ground, he must be very, very advanced. And Prabhupada says, take a stick and beat him. If he's very advanced, he will not notice. But if he's not advanced, he will object. Of course, devotees didn't do it. Prabhupada just wanted to make a point. There's a difference between the real trance and artificially used trance. So the sage was actually in real trance. He was meditating and he did not even notice the snake. So then when he got up, he took, after, the king left, went somewhere else. And after some time, the sage got up from his trance and he saw a snake and he said, there's some snake here. And he just cleaned it up. And that was it. For him, it's not a big deal. Because sages do not take seriously anything in the material world. Titikshasva karunika, suhrida sarvadehinam, ajata shatra vashanta, sadhava sadhu bhushan. This is the bhushana, means in Sanskrit, the ornament of a sadhu, ornament of a Vaishnava, is his titikshasva, is tolerant, very tolerant. Karunika is very merciful. Suhrida sarvabhutanam, he's friend of all living entities. Ajata shatra. Ajata means his enemy has not been born, means he does not have an enemy. Not that he doesn't have an enemy, some people don't like him, but he doesn't feel enmity towards other people. He understands this is all karma, all made by the material energy. So these are the ornaments of a devotee. So this sage was meditating and he didn't think much of a snake. Okay, it's a snake. For him, not a big deal. But his son, when he found this about this, he said, this is not possible. Because in the Vedic hierarchy, you can say the Brahmanas are the higher than the Kshatriyas, and how can these lower people offend us, offend Brahmanas? They're Kshatriyas, they're lower than us. So he became very offended. And he cursed this king to die within 7 days. A child. The point is that even children in Vedic times had power. Brahma Tejas. It is said, how do you curse in Vedic time? You take the Brahman thread, this Pavitra, the Brahman thread, and you break it. And then you utter the curse while you're breaking the thing. So nowadays we can break as many as we want. It's not going to happen because we don't have a Brahma Tejas like they had. But at that time, the child had the power to curse him to die within 7 days, to be bitten by a snake bird. This is another interesting point. Snake bird. There was apparently, what is a snake bird? It's a dragon. So apparently, Vedic time there were dragons. And so a king, what did he do when he found out the curse? He thought, now let me go and enjoy as many women as possible, smoke as much as possible, drink as much as possible. Did he? No. He said, okay, thank you. 7 days is good enough time for me for self-realization. So he gave up everything. He gave up his kingdom immediately. Okay, kingdom, Haribol. All opulences, Haribol. All food, Haribol. No more eating. And all water, Haribol. No more drinking. And when you don't eat too much, when you don't drink too much, you cannot sleep too much. So he gave up all of the material existence to its core. We know from the Abraham Maslow. You know Abraham Maslow? Anybody knows here? You're technical engineers here, Abraham Maslow.
I know him, yes.
Sorry?
Um,
Bitte schön.
he invented this needs, this
Yes, yes.
pyramid of needs.
Pyramid of needs, yes. Pyramid of needs. So there's a pyramid of needs, and at the bottom is the basic needs: eating, sleeping, mating, breathing. These are basic needs. Then the higher needs are need for protection. And that's why we have houses, we have shelters to protect ourselves. And the next one, I don't know the details now all, but next is to be socially accepted, to have love, to have relationships, to be socially accepted. The next one is to get recognition. And the top one is to have some kind of self-realization of some kind. So these are the needs of every human, if you have a human being. But the basic thing is just breathing, air. So Maharaj Parikshit gave up everything, even these basic needs, because he thought, I want to go back to Godhead, and this is my chance, and I have 7 days. So he left to the bank of the river. They say Ganga, but this is Yamuna, because he was living near Hastinapur, and sat there and was waiting. What was he waiting for? He didn't read a book, self-help book. How can I become better at this? No, he said, let me hear from the sages. Let me hear which sage will come to enlighten me. So he was sitting on the bank, and all these sages were gathering, because the sages, although they don't have telephones and internet, by their mystic powers, they understood something very big is going to happen. Very, very big event. So all the big sages from all over the place, they came to listen. So none of them dared to speak, which is interesting. So they're all waiting for the most advanced person to come. The sages, they know who is advanced, who is not advanced. You don't need to, in our material world, you need to have a position. So people say, oh, he's very good. Or, people who are positioning in the institution, they're very recognized, and you say, oh, this is a very advanced person. But sages, they don't need this. They know who is advanced. They don't care about, this position or that position. So they were sitting and waiting. And then suddenly the naked boy came, 16 years old. Naked boy, followed by the girls, by the children running, and he was walking, laughing. And then when all these girls and children saw that everybody's offering obeisance to the 16 years old boy, they're all like, oh, what's going on there? We thought we can play with him, but now all these serious sages are offering respects to him, to the 16 years old naked boy. And they received him immediately, they put him on the highest pedestal. And this was Shukadeva Goswami. As Shukadeva Goswami was 16 years old, and he said, you are the one qualified to speak on this subject. So Shukadeva Goswami was, all the sages, 16 years old boy was the most qualified. So he sat on the pedestal and he started speaking, and the whole Bhagavatam, the beginning of the Bhagavatam is Parikshit Maharaj, king, asked the sage Shukadeva Goswami, what is the duty of one who is about to die? What is my duty? What should I do? So this is how the Bhagavatam begins. This is you can say, the trigger of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Then Shukadeva describes the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is a great narration, and I'll recommend for you to have a set of Srimad Bhagavatam in your homes and to read it. And because there's many interesting points, many interesting stories, and many things to learn. And on the end, by practicing Srimad Bhagavatam, by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, one can ultimately get liberated from the material world. Pibate Srimad Bhagavatam. Pibate means to drink. One should drink. In Russian, piti. Anyone speaks Russian? Piti. Yeah. Meaning you should drink. Drink pibate. Drink the Srimad Bhagavatam with ears. How do we drink Srimad Bhagavatam? We drink Srimad Bhagavatam with our ears. So we speak about Srimad Bhagavatam. By hearing Srimad Bhagavatam daily, Nashtapeya Shabadashu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. We actually automatically serving Srimad Bhagavatam and we will achieve everything. What is in our heart will be almost everything impure in our heart will be destroyed. So this is what happens here, and so this is what I studied the elephant story. The last time, and the elephant story is a very similar story. The story is about elephant who lived on the heavenly planets. We know there's a Vedic cosmology, there's a lower planetary system, middle planetary system, higher planetary system, and higher planetary system is the heavenly planets, part of it. So we are in the middle planetary system. We have heavens and hells. We have very nice weather, then we have horrible weather. We have a very hot deserts in Africa, which is 50 degrees heat, and then we have Antarctica, whatever, the snow. So this is heavens and hells. We have both. So what happened is, the story is this elephant lived in the heavenly planets. Just describing a little bit what the heavenly planets look like is these verses. There's a big mountain in this place where this elephant was going. Elephant was going with his she elephants. He was very proud walking. He said he was walking and crushing trees, not trees, the branches. He was very proud. I'm walking. And his girls were watching him. How strong you are. You are wonderful. Oh, thank you. So he would walk like this, and I said, let's take a bath in the river because we know elephants like to take bath. So he would go towards the river, and it said the length and breadth of the mountain at the measurement of 80,000 miles, and 3 peaks of the mountains are made of iron, silver, and gold. This is the mountain. Imagine you see beautiful mountain, and I happened to live in America for some time, and there was 2 mountains have a snow peaks, always ice, even in the summertime. Mount Shasta and Mount St. Helens. Very beautiful. In the summertime, you're in t-shirt, and then mountain as ice. It's very beautiful looking. So what to speak if your mountain, one peak is made of gold, one peak is made of silver, and one peak is made of iron. It's a very beautiful mountain. The mountain has other peaks which are full of jewels and minerals, and are decorated with nice trees, creepers, and shrubs. The sound of the waterfalls of the mountain create a pleasing vibration. In this way, the mountain stands, increasing the beauty in all directions. It's a very beautiful place. This is the whole planet. So listen to this now, which is very interesting to us. The ground at the foot of the mountain is always washed by the waves of the ocean, and this ocean is ocean of milk. And this because the milk always touches the mountains, and they produce emeralds and in all directions. So it produces all kinds of gemstones, which is very, very nice. So this is another thing in the Vedic scriptures is described how this planet is not the only planet. We think for some ignorant reason that there's only life on this planet, which completely makes no sense. I learned this in school, and I remember, we learned this, and they showed because they allegedly went to the moon, 1960, what's the year, any scientists? 69. 69, allegedly they went to the moon, which is so many loopholes in this story. The story is the first man came, Neil Armstrong, but then somebody was recording him from the outside. If you see the video, Neil Armstrong, the first apparently man who stepped on the moon, he's stepping on the moon, but then who is recording? Who is recording Neil Armstrong? Because somebody's making a video and he's, this is landing, and then he's opening the door, and Neil Armstrong is first, but where did this person who made the video? Anyways, there's so many irregularities in this story. And also the stories, there's apparently wind in the moon. And the wind apparently blows in different directions. Sometimes one flag is blowing this way and another one this way. And there are different, so many irregularities. There are also the shades, the shadow. If the moon has to be one shadow for one side, but apparently there's a shadow this side, shadow that side, and so on and so on. So many irregularities. And Srila Prabhupada, our teacher, said that they never went to the moon because moon is considered higher planet, like a Svarga Loka, and to go there you have to have a different body. Anyway, so this is coming back to this story. So it's a very, very beautiful place. This is my point. So in this place, this elephant wanted to, enjoy the waters and enjoy with the female, like people go to the vacation spots. What is a vacation spot? Well, vacation spot is a place where people want to enjoy. Nobody said, I want to go to vacation spot to do some austerities, to fasting. Nobody. Everybody wants to go to see nice, beautiful landscape, to enjoy the air, whatever, swim, to enjoy with their female and male partners, and to have a good eat. This is basically what vacation is. Vacation means I want to enjoy this world. I want to enjoy this life. So this is what he went. Although he's elephant, elephants also still want to enjoy. So he was just about to enter the water, and he was playing with his she elephants, and then what happened? Like anything else in the material world, just when we least expect, the yellow envelope comes. I remember once I was leading one temple, and the yellow envelope came, and I was wondering. I was the first time in this country, and I looked at him. I said, "Is this yellow?" And he said, "Yellow envelope means not good." Yellow envelope is not good. So I said, "Okay," and I opened it. It was really not good. So suddenly the elephant was enjoying, and suddenly the yellow envelope came, and the crocodile bit his leg. And then the elephant was trying to get it out, but crocodiles, when they bite, it's not easy to get it off. So they were pulling back and forth, back and forth. The elephant was pulling outside because they were in the shallow waters. So the elephant wanted to pull the crocodile out of the water, but the crocodile was pulling inside of the water. And it is said, this is a very interesting point, that elephant slowly start losing his strength. And the reason why he started losing his strength is because he was not in his own natural habitat. So we all weak in some other place where we are not familiar with. Therefore, we are always keeping things which we know. This which is good for us, we keep this. And something which is unknown waters, we don't go there. So sometimes when people become interested in spiritual life, the parents are very much against it, especially the young guys. Because I want to go to the ISKCON temple. No, don't go there. Who knows what's going to happen? You will go there, and then one day you will want to become sannyasi, and you're gone. And you don't know what's going to happen. In our times, when I was joining, they said they will kidnap you and they will take you to India, and then you'll never come back. And actually, I did go to India, but I came back. But I went voluntarily to India, and it was very nice. India was very nice at that time. I have a picture I can even show you. I traveled in the bus all over India, from Himachal Pradesh to Haryana to Uttar Pradesh to down mostly whole west coast, Gujarat to Rajasthan, Gujarat, down what is Maharashtra. We traveled, and Goa, ultimately to Goa, because the winter time is very cold. So we went to Goa, and there was at that time many hippies, and we preached to hippies. We had the kirtans and prasadam, so we distributed to all these drugged out people at that time. And at that time also many Western women were bathing with no clothes. At that time was allowed. I don't know now, probably not. Yeah, I didn't go there a long time. So the Indian people will come with the binoculars and observing the darshan of the of the ladies. So the point is that as soon as you said, okay, I want to become interested in spirituality, I want to join, or you say I want to become vegetarian, nowadays it's not so difficult. But at that time, when I joined, to be vegetarian was amazing thing. You know, what is this? What are you going to eat? You'll die of starvation. I was thinking, well, not really. I was visiting my parents recently, maybe not recently, 10 years ago, and a friend of my father came and he said, "Who are you?" You know, I said, "Well, I'm son of such and such." So you're the one who lives in India? I said, "Yeah." He said, "I thought you were skinny, you are messy." You know, India. They thought India no food, and so well. You know, not really. You know. So then we had to lift something, and I immediately lifted. He couldn't. He was struggling to lift. I said, "Well, you see, if you live in India, if you chant Hare Krishna, you will have also power." You know? So he was surprised. So because people don't know, whatever is uncertain, people don't want to go into it. So some people are measuring it, 3 times measure, 1 times making step, and some people are just going for it. Some people just say, okay, this is interesting to me, I want to try it out. This is described in the Bhagavad Gita. There's four types of people who accept spiritual life. First type is they're very inquisitive. Jigyasu. What is this? What is this thing? I want to. What is this Hare Krishna? I heard about this, but let me read it. And then you start reading it, and then you think, "Oh, this makes sense. Let me see more." And then you go to the lecture, and you have all these questions, and you're arguing, "This is not true." And you know, either once, one person come to the Sunday feast, and he would argue all the time, argue against. And then, like the 3 months, he said, "You convinced me. I want to join." Because I thought he's arguing, but he actually wanted to figure it out, really. So this was, jigyasu. Then you have those who are suffering. People who are suffering. They are suffering so much they say, "I cannot. This world is bad. You know, I don't want to deal with this." So the only thing is take shelter of God. Take shelter of the next life. And many times this is criticized by the philosophers, by the how do you say, main media. These are the religious people, are those who are not successful in the material world, so therefore they're to take shelter of something that they have a sense of winning. Otherwise, they're always losers. We who are the winners, we don't need religion. So this is those who are suffering. Then you have those who are seeking money. This is also in many countries. People who actually join ISKCON, they know we join ISKCON, we can go to America. Now it's impossible because due to the new president who cut everything. You know, Indian, even you cannot even get a job there anymore. So, but before was many people joined ISKCON because of this reason. We want to go to America. America is like a Svarga Loka in our planet here. This is what was the heavenly planets before. I know in the 90s. You know, in the 90s was, you know, if who goes to America, you are America. You know, nowadays people go to Germany, people go to Singapore, you know, with everybody, you know, Delhi or Bangalore also equally if you have a good job. So those who need of money. And then you have the fourth one is those who are seeking for the absolute truth. So are looking for the absolute truth. So are looking for God. There are people who do look for God, actually, believe it or not. You know, they're reading and they want to find out what is this thing God. I remember when I was also a teenager, we were reading books, and there was one book, some guy wrote, he was a mathematician, and he explains through the mathematics how God must exist through mathematics. And I remember reading the whole book and I was thinking, wow, this is so boring. But I could not understand anything. But the point is that he realized God through mathematics. There cannot be anything else except God to create this whole world. So people are looking for something, looking for God, looking for some higher solution because they realize this is not it. And these are the people who come to spirituality, to come to Krishna. So what was the Gajendra's, this elephant's name was Gajendra, what was his position? His position was he was greatly distressed because he was about to die. The crocodile is going to take him right now, and that's it. That was you see. He realized it's my end. I came to an end. I'm breathing my last. So what did he do? He saw a flower on the bank, and he offered with his trunk. He took the flower and he offered it in his mind to Vishnu. This flower. Sometimes when I was in Vrindavan, this is in Uttar Pradesh, place where Krishna was born. We go Govardhan Parikrama. Everybody knows Govardhan Parikrama. This is 23 kilometers. And then on the way, there are some trees. One particular area, trees with flowers. Then you walk and you pick a flower from a tree and you offer to Giriraj and put it there. So you don't do anything special. The tree is already there. The flower is already there. You just pick it up and motion 3 times, and that's it. And because of this, Gajendra elephant motioned this flower to Vishnu. He didn't even have a picture. He was just visualizing it. He was just about to die. So Vishnu actually appeared. He said, well, my devotee is offering me a prayer, so I better come. So he came on his carrier Garuda, and he saw this whole situation, and he immediately liberated Gajendra. He killed the alligator. So this is the interesting point. Krishna killed the alligator, or crocodile, but crocodile didn't, you can say, die. He died in a sense because he was touched by the Sudarshan chakra of Vishnu. He actually got liberated from material existence. So this is an amazing thing. Everything touched, whatever is touched by Krishna or by Vishnu, gets benefited. And the same way, whatever we touch related to Krishna or Vishnu, we get benefited. Sometimes we distribute these books. Actually, I wanted to show you later on. I'm writing some books. Those who are interested, they can take a look. I have a new one. I think you didn't saw it last time. This is the holy places, about the holy places in India, 3 Vrindavan, Mayapur, and Puri. And for humble donation, you can be owner of one of the books. So if somebody touches anything which is related to Krishna, we cook, we shoot prasadam, we sometimes go outside. We offer food to people, we offer books to the people, and although people may not understand or maybe, but they eat a cookie, and this somehow or other they come into touch with Krishna, they come in contact with Krishna. So this is Karunika, this is the mercy of a devotee who actually brings Krishna outside to the outside world to people. So this is what happened to the alligator. Krishna, actually Vishnu killed him, and this crocodile achieved liberation, moksha, from this material world. In the Shastras and the scriptures, it's described how much austerity, how much prayers, how much steadfastness one has to do to actually come to this platform to achieve liberation. And the alligator just immediately, by the grace, because he somehow was harassing the elephants, and because of that, he got special mercy. Like sometimes we have 1,000 steps and to walk. It's a long time, to walk. But then there's the elevator, and somehow there are few people who got to the elevator. So this crocodile went to the elevator, and he was somehow delivered very, very fast. So this is So the point there is that we may try, as this elephant, to come to the best position we can. Like, we always try to have best position in the material world. We try to earn money. Then once you have money, then you have a good house. Then once you have a good house, then you have a good wife, because a house without wife is empty. Which man, I don't know, maybe any Indian man or boy who knows how to cook themselves, they usually wait for mommy, then she cooks all these nice goodies, and then and they're very happy. But then you have a wife, and she cooks even more things because she wants to please you. And then you come back from work and the whole, sabji, kachoris and all these wonderful things, exactly what you like are there, and you can put the sauce and very nice. If you're from South India, and dosha idlis and very nice. Wife cooks very nice. And then you have a kids. A house without kids is boring. Then you have 2, 3 kids, they're running around, and then you show this is my youngest son, and then he goes, oh, this is very cute son. And he's very smart. He's 5, but he's already reading Sanskrit. Oh, really? I'm exaggerating. We like to show off to our relatives. Look at how, we go to our village and we show the video of our house in England. Look at how big house I have. And everyone says, wow, this is a wonderful house. And so on and so forth. So we try to have the best position in this material world, but it may not happen to be. It's not meant to be for everyone. Sometimes the material world arranges in such situation that we are not successful, that we are not what we expected to be. We marry and our wife is not what we expected to be. And then we are married. Then what are we going to do? Another 40 years with the same woman that you're not really expect what we expected to be. And she also married. She thinks, oh, I'm going to live with this guy for the next 50 years. How can I survive? But we, as Prabhupada says, use the best out of bad bargain, meaning we do our best, whatever we have, in whatever situation we are, and try to apply it to our spiritual life. And to apply to our spiritual life is very, very simple in this age. Like the elephant, he was just an elephant. He was an animal. He wasn't even a human. He could not even speak properly. But anyway, this is his past life. I don't want to go into past life of the elephant, because we all have past lives. And we carry whatever we learned in the past life, we carry in this life. So this elephant, because he was a devotee in his past life, King Indradyumna, he offered a flower he knew how to offer flower. He remembered the verses he was learning in the last life. So therefore, it's not bad to learn some verses, those who are interested in Krishna consciousness, to learn verses, because maybe next life, we become elephant ourselves, and then we just, I remember this verse. Ishvara sarvabhutanam kridesha arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutani yantaru danimaya. And Krishna said, yeah, nice verse. Okay, I'll liberate you. So learn verses, Sanskrit verses. Bhagavad Gita has around 700 verses, and everybody knows many, in India, people know a few verses here and there. So learn verses, learn Srimad Bhagavatam verses, and practice spiritual life by coming to the temple, supporting the temple, participating in Aratik, and chanting Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So there it is. You only practice spiritual life a little bit, because this is ultimately the process for this age, to chant Hare Krishna mantra. And so the more we do it, the better it will be for us. And then even if you become an elephant next life, that will carry us, and we will be somehow or other, Krishna will never forget us. So this is all I wanted to say for this day. And if you would have any question or 2 or 3, now is the time to ask. Yes.
So we follow the 4 regulative principles, which are based for 4 different qualities. Out of them, the meat eating we avoid to develop the quality of ahimsa.
Yes.
But in the current, especially in Germany, we see milk consumption also, or milk production.
Yes.
Factory farming has a lot of himsa in it.
Yes.
And should we avoid it, considering the source is himsa?
Yes. As simple as that. It's because Krishna likes milk. For Krishna, we can have some, it's very, you have this Vaida milk, that's called, which is the milk from the cows which are grazing freely. It's not the best, but at least this Vaida milk the cows are not, I don't want to say tortured, but something like this, because you have cows nowadays in these factories, they just put them in this, their necks are there, and this is their whole their life. They don't move anywhere. They just feed them, and the cows are eating, and then they're milking them, exploiting them, and when they cannot give milk anymore, they bring them to kill them. So this is the tortured cows. So we don't need to drink that milk. But for the Lord, if you have a deities, you can buy 1 liter of this vita milk and offer just to Krishna, make something for them. They have it on, I was in Budapest some years ago, and there's a very nice temple. They have a restaurant, and the restaurant, everything is vegan because they don't want to use this milk. They have cows in the farm nearby, and the milk from the cows is used only for the deities. And sometimes it's not much. So for the deities, Mahaprasad, they make few of the sandesh. Sandesh or burfi, whatever, but only for the deities. And for the devotees, just eat no milk. So that's it. I know many. Bhakti Vikas Swami, he's very strict Swami. He does this. When he's in the farm, when they have our own cows, he eats the milk of the cows. But otherwise, he doesn't. My Guru Maharaj also, Guru Prasad Swami, he doesn't. He eats only milk when it's from the cows. So because it's violence, because these cows are not treated well, and these cows are the baby cows, when they're born, they're taken away from them, and the cows is very much grief. So you drink this grief and angst, this fear, and this is not the best. Anything else? Yes.
You have mentioned how we develop our loving relationship with God
Yes.
over a long period of time.
How do we develop a relationship with God, our relationship with God in a long period of time? What do you mean? You're asking me this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What can be different ways of doing that?
Different ways is, Prabhupada gives the ways, and the way is the different branches, you can say, but the main stream is that we, by practicing it artificially, we learn how to actually act spontaneously. And artificially means, to actually come in front of the deities and offer our respects. Nowadays, nobody wants to offer respect to anybody. Everybody goes to gym, lifting weights. Why do I need to respect anybody? But in the front of the Lord, you learn how to respect. I had once one new devotee. He was very young, 17 years old, and we had the Guru Puja of the Prabhupada. We're singing to Prabhupada every morning, our Guru, and all the devotees offer flower, bow down, and he said, "I bow down to no man. I bow to no man." So okay, so people, and after some time, because he was watching other devotees are bowing down, and after 2 weeks he said, "Okay, I also bow down." So he gave up. He gave up due to a bad association of us, or good association. So just like that, you learn to do something by practicing it, just like anything else. How do you learn? Anybody smoking here? Nobody lifted their hand. No lifted hand. Good, thank you. I actually smoked when I was young, and then I started smoking when I was 15 years old. At that time, it was like normal. I told my parents I'm smoking, and they said, "Okay." So my parents were buying me cigarettes every day, one package. Amazing, 15. I would never, my child, 15 years old, smoking, but it was normal at that time somewhere or other. So how did I smoke first time? I went, and then this one friend said, "Oh, I'm smoking." I said, "Really? How is it?" He said, "You want to try it?" I said, "Not really." He said, "Try it." And I tried. Oh, this was horrible. Anybody tried to smoke at all? No. good. You're all very good. And this was so her mouth was like this taste was like rotten carpet, Some I don't know how to describe, rotten carpet. And you think like, oh, and he said, no, if you try a little more. So I smoked another one, the next day another one, and after 3 weeks, I thought, wow, this is so cool. I smoked, it tastes so good. But in the beginning, it smelled like a rotten carpet. My mouth, I can imagine. So in the same way, we start practicing spiritual life, we start chanting Hare Krishna. And it may in the beginning be like rotten carpet, Oh, our mind is like, oh no, Hare Krishna, this is terrible. Going to the temple is terrible. Eating this vegetarian, I hope you're all vegetarians, vegetarian food's horrible. But then slowly, and then at the end, now if we devotees, we walk by the doner or whatever this meat thing, we think like, oh, this smells disgusting. We try to make a loop. But 40 years ago, 50 years ago, they smelled like paradise smelling, this wonderful meat, fried meat. So everything is a matter of practice. Everything is a matter of practice. And the more you practice, the more you will get, it is called acquired taste in English. Meaning, it's not maybe, naturally, and I don't have natural attraction, but slowly it will develop. And actually, the more we practice, the more it develops. And some people have it from the very beginning of their age. People particularly born in India, your parents already worshiping Ganesh or Durga or whatever. So nothing surprising to you now worshiping Krishna. Okay, you're just another another deva, another devata. But for the Westerners, to worship Krishna is a big deal because they were mostly irreligious. They didn't worship anybody and very worshiping alcohol and drinking and drugs. And then suddenly you're supposed to be a religious person. This is like unbelievable. How do you do this? And then your parents also like, what's happening to you? You become religious. I remember my whole neighborhood, my parents, my relatives, my grandfather. Like, what happened to you? You believe in God now or what? They're making fun of me. I said, yeah, I believe in God, and not even God, Christian God, from this land, but you believe in my grandfather was always making fun of me. He said, so how is your Allah doing? Allah. Because for him, everything is Allah. Everything outside of our country is Allah. I said, it's not Allah, it's Krishna. For him, it's all the same. So, and the more you practice, the more you become this, the more you develop, just like how do you relate to some person, or how do you relate to I don't know, a girl? You meet her, then you see, in India, if you want to get married, unless it's a love marriage, nowadays, anybody love marriage? So you go to your family, and your family said, okay, there's this girl from this family, they invite us for lunch. So then you go there, she cooked, and then you sit there and you look at her, she's looking at you. The first meeting, then you look at her nose is a little bit bigger, I don't like this. And she said, oh, look at him, his ear is a little bit crumpled, But anyways, let's see what's going to happen. So then you eat what she cooked, and you say, oh, it's not bad. It could be improved, but it's not bad. And then she speaks to you, and she says, oh, he looks a little bit funny, but he's smart. This is good. And slowly, the next meeting, and then you look at the chart a little bit, and then at the end, after some time, you said, yeah, I think it will work. So it's just like this, association in time and space, and personal association. You have to see the Lord, you have to chant, you have to do things. And after some time, this will become more natural. Because everything is unnatural. We think things are natural because we are born in this and we are used to this. Like as I said, when we were young, my father gave me to drink beer when I was maybe 6 because he said, you are now grown up. You're grown up, you have to drink beer. I said, okay. It was horrible. And he said, all the men were like applauding, nice, very nice. So they train you. And then when I was 15 years old, I could drink like 5 beers, no problem, because this is what you do, And so the same way in India, you're born in India, and then you want to eat some roti or whatever. I don't know where you're from either roti from North India, or if you're from South India, you eat doshas, and then you eat some chilies, some chili paste, chili paste with oil, and then you think, oh, very nice. And you bring somebody here in Germany, this chili paste, they will die. You do, oh my God, people will die with so much chilies. And you are 14 years old and you just eat this chili, no problem. So everything is matter of practice. And if you live many years outside, for example, outside of India, you don't eat Indian food. After 30 years, you will have a different, like I have a completely different taste when I was 15. I have certain likings, certain likes to eat, I have certain likes to see, I have certain likes to visit. I don't care to visit Hawaii, for example, but I care to visit Vrindavan. I care very much to visit Vrindavan, or Mayapur. So different tastes, after some time it changes. This is called technically upadi. Upadi means designation. That we think I am this, but actually you are just trained to be this. Anyways, anything else, or should we call the day? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, then live stream.